Okay, I think we're live.
Are we live?
Yep.
How do I see how many people are here so I know if...
That's what YouTube's for. Publication, remember?
So I have to check YouTube.
Yeah, I see you here.
Concurrent viewers, that?
The problem is, oh, wait. Yeah, you see here we are. There's no people here. But wait, this is important, right?
Okay.
How are you planning to play the video? Bigger speakers? It's going to cause a feedback loop. Oh, we got a person.
Hello, welcome. Please hang tight. This program will be started shortly. You can
I'm going to mute things.
you go ahead.
Ask people in the chat.
maybe I don't want to unmute the desktop yet.
This is okay. Feel free. Just remember later. Okay, say hi.
Hello, hi. Can you hear me? My name is Frida Weisel. Welcome to my live stream. This is a spontaneous test stream that I am doing because I am in the process of figuring out how to do a live stream interactive video because I'm planning on a presentation. So this is actually going to be a test, but I am inviting you to join it because I'll be showing you actually a presentation that I have done at a virtual presentation I gave. I'll be showing you that as part of this test. So you might find it interesting. Please join, leave a comment in the chat, and let me know that you can hear me. Manu, hello. I will start once I get confirmation that someone can hear me. Hello, Liviu, hello, Shia Rothenberg, hi. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. First of all, happy Mother's Day. I hope everyone is doing well and everyone's having a lovely Mother's Day. I almost always work on Mother's Day, so Mother's Day is it's always on Sundays, and Sundays are my busiest day, so it's always been a kind of hectic day for me. Whoever is celebrating, I'm hoping you're having a lovely day here in New York. The weather is fantastic. We had a really lovely day out. I want to say that, first of all, hi to all of you who have joined. I want to repeat what I said at the head of this, that this is a test, but I will test my Zoom feature that my son has just installed. I have to run this test now because he just installed it and I need his help in case something goes awry. But I will be showing you some, I think, interesting footage, and I hope that along the way you can let me know if there are glitches, if there are lags, and if you can hear all the material properly. Seth, is everything good? Yeah. Just 1 second while set up what?
The stream account.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't need it. In fact, it's better without it.
Okay, everything's good.
Let me see. I'm gonna press play on this.
Oh, make sure to turn on your. No, that's just your display. So you want to turn back on your desktop audio?
Okay. All right. Shout out to Seth for helping with the setup. That's right. Seth, come say hi.
Oh.
Let's see how it's gonna work. He's on standby. All right.
Oh, you gotta keep it full.
Oh, I gotta keep it full. But now, let's see. Can you see my presentation? In this presentation, you're supposed to see me on the train, because this is a video walkthrough I took with my GoPro, where I am walking through Hasidic Williamsburg. See, now we are on the J train going over the Williamsburg Bridge from the Lower East Side, where I came from, to Williamsburg. Can you guys hear the sound of the train? It's supposed to be very subtle sound of, let me see. Yeah, you're supposed to hear just train, very little sound, which is not important, but I need to make sure that when I stream something on my Zoom, you can hear the material when it will be important. So please let me know in the chat if you can hear it. This, by the way, that we're seeing, this little map, train video is very quiet, but it is on. Okay, good. You're supposed to hear and see the train. And we're seeing a map of Brooklyn's Hasidic neighborhoods that I had designed. Thank you, Seth. He's showing me a thumbs up. That is the 3 Hasidic enclaves, Williamsburg and Borough Park. The southern pink area is Borough Park, are the areas that I give tours. Crown Heights is where Chabad is, where I do not give tours. I never speak for Chabad. Chabad is the Hasidic sect that I feel entirely out of my depth with, and there were tours available there that I think I would be as much a student of, a Nubian as the ordinary tourist. So Right now, we're going over the bridge in Williamsburg. I just turned around with my GoPro to the north side, and we can see that brick building through over there. That's the former Domino Sugar Factory. I have many, many memories of riding to Williamsburg and seeing the words Domino lit up as we drove as young children to Williamsburg. It's like etched in my mind. And now that factory has been transformed into a beautiful park on the waterfront in the north side, and I used to give a food tour that we started on that side. We can see also the high rises, the buildings, the new construction that reflects the complete gentrification on the north side of Williamsburg, which is now one of the most expensive parts of New York City. Who else do we have? We have Zachary. I think I said hello, right? Janice, hello. I am glitching a bit. Thank you for letting me know. I don't quite know how I would fix that, to be honest, but let me know when it is very annoying. We're coming in to the south side. There you can see a school bus. School buses are iconic in Hasidic Williamsburg because there are so many children, and the children are all bused, so we know that's the south side. We also see the Whalen, the former Williamsburg Savings Bank. That is now a beautiful wedding banquet, banquet hall. Is this North Willoughby? My home view. We are now coming off the JMZ train at the Marcy Avenue stop, which is in between the north and south side. Hi Ashley. Hi Angie. This is south. Yes, I've turned around. I looked both ways, but the rest of my walk is going to be entirely on the south side. And one of the things that I did when I gave this presentation is I jumped through bits of this video. The video is also done in fisheye, so that's a little difficult to watch. But that's how I did it. It's all a learning experience, like learning how to use my GoPro. Here is the route that I was walking, starting from Marcy Avenue all the way to Brain Food Smart Kitchen, which is a very fancy-ish hipstery place. So you can see now a more bird's eye view of the route that I walked with my GoPro, starting from the Marcy Avenue train station all the way to out of the Hasidic neighborhood to that the very edge of it where there was that eatery that was not kosher, not Hasidic. And we see the Williamsburg Bridge view over there, and the Whalen as well. Lovely, lovely views from the platform. This is the L. It used to be called the L, the elevated train tracks, and it's just beautiful views to Manhattan from where you get off the train. You also see very nice view of former Eastern District High School from the platform. It keeps buffering. Oy, I'm so sorry. Sea Duck says, hi, Frida. I grew up near Marine Park, went to high school in Borough Park. Angie, when are you going to make a tour of the waterfront? Oh, I love the waterfront. The waterfront gives itself as a tour. I know there was a book about the story of the Domino Sugar Factory, and I think the guy who wrote that book, I saw him speak at the Brooklyn Public Library. He, I think, gives tours, maybe, if I remember correctly. Hi, Shandy. Welcome from Montreal. This is a bodega that sells all sorts of kosher and contraband newspaper to the Hasidic community. Do you know my bodegas in my neighborhood in Brooklyn do not sell the newspaper anymore? This newsstand is pretty much entirely designed to serve the Hasidic community. It's so ironic that a bodega that is operated by Muslims, I know that because it's closed on their holiday Eid, I believe is pronounced. Janice says, yes, closing original live stream and opening again stops the glitching. Thanks. Should I try it? Closing original live stream? That's going to end the live stream, I believe. These are projects, by the way. I might... Oh, here we see the map of where I'm walking. I'm going to... You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I have an idea. I'm going to cut this out. Let's see if this is any better. Is this any better? Let me know if this is any better now that I closed one window. Let me know if this is any better. We're walking now over the BQE, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. This spot that I'm walking by right now is where a lot of women, mostly from Central America, come every day looking for work in the Hasidic community, this corner on Division Avenue. And I'm walking over the Brooklyn Queens Expressway. Do you know a modern Orthodox synagogue in Williamsburg? Angie asks. Well, the north side has Chabad and has a lot of institutions. I don't know about the north side. There is one Orthodox non-Hasidic synagogue left in Hasidic. I believe it's Rodney and Broadway. Is it? OF Shalom, I believe. And that is full of Hasidim nowadays. Yes, is that your library, Spanish Whisper? We just passed the Williamsburg branch of the Brooklyn Public Library, and this is the Eastern District High School, formerly. Now it is the Satmar Sachs Girls' School. It is an iconic building. It is in the Gothic H-shaped design, giving it a lot of window room. So you can see it has sort of a crevice in the front, and it has the same thing in the back going in, giving it a lot of room for windows. We see thousands of girls pour out of this institution. It's a girls-only school now for Hasidic girls. And there is the chuppah. Many schools in this neighborhood double as wedding venues. I got married in my own school, so this is very common. So ironically, in the courtyard where the children play is a chuppah, which is a wedding canopy. Coming to Keep Street. Keep Street is where my grandparents lived when I was a child, right across over there. I once gave a tour to a guy who was in restoration of important buildings, and he was like, I want to come with a power washing hose to this neighborhood because he saw so many old historic buildings that were in disrepair, like this building. It's not that they are in disrepair on the inside, it's just they're not kept up on the outside. Here we see a building with staggered balconies, which is something that I have a video on. It's about the holiday Sukkot. I would love if you guys are still with me, if you could leave a comment in the chat and say hello and let me know where you're from. Trying to make sure I can hear that we're all good. All right, I think there is an enormous lag. Hi, can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you're with me. This is a completely new software to me, and I want to make sure that you're all with me. Born and raised in Williamsburg. Where did you grow up, Spanish Whispers? Nechama, hi. In Israel now. Where in Israel? Let me know if you can see this stream. Okay. Were those buildings with staggered balconies built specifically by Hasidic people for that purpose, or renovations done to make existing buildings like that? Right now we're going to walk down a historic row house block full of buildings that predate the post-Holocaust wave of migration, but they have been retrofitted, meaning they have been after construction modified. Some buildings in the newer area, or the one that we saw, those were built originally already designed with the doors aligned in a staggered design, the balcony doors for the Hasidic community. Oh, wow. Spanish Whispers, do On Division Avenue, you mean where the police precinct was, which is now a synagogue? Naharia on the water all the way up north. Lovely. Okay, let's try a little more of this presentation. See, we're walking the older section. The route, if you look at that little map, I'm guessing you can't see my mouse pointer, right? Because I would like to point. I would like to point. If you see that on top of the map, there is a little, the GoPro has the ability to map the course of the route. So here it's showing how much of it I have walked. So essentially the blue is the amount that I'm still to walk. At the end of it, they sort of give you a route summary. So we've walked down Broadway, and we're walking now up to Lee Avenue. The corner over here, I believe was, yeah, Jack Frost says, remember the sanitation department and police station vision? It's now. Yes, that's right. Hi, Jack. Can see stream fine. See you walking past row houses. Yep, we're walking past row houses. There's a synagogue. Here, we're walking past, says Frauen, women's entrance. Oihel Weiser. Beis Sedek, which is a Beis Din is a religious arbitration. Okay, my bad. The blue is the part that I already walked on the GoPro. So I guess I probably did a new video after. Forget everything I said about the little GoPro map. I think we're gonna see a new map once we get to Lee Avenue, the main street. The Brooklyn-Queens Expressway is a big part of the history of this neighborhood, and Robert Moses is very infamous for its construction. When Robert Moses decided to build the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, it meant taking out big chunks of the neighborhood. This is 111 Lee Avenue, where Mel Brooks lived. How about that? The comedian, I think he would be very floored to see that his building is now occupied by religious paraphernalia. It's fascinating. His former home. Back to Robert Moses. Robert Moses is now very infamous because he was the architect of bringing more car culture to New York City, and that meant the destruction of a lot of neighborhoods. And the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, when it was built in Williamsburg, destroyed a big chunk of Williamsburg. People's homes were taken with eminent domain. People tell me they remember horrible animals would come, like rodents and flies were infesting their homes as a result of the massive amount of construction. So the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, which was built in the 1950s and 1960s, is part of the reason why a lot of people left the neighborhood, because it became very unpleasant to live there, and it's why the Hasidic community ended up slowly becoming the homogenous population. Nahama wants to know which streaming program I am using. I am using OBM, and I am not the fault for this. My son set it up. He is here. OBS, he says. OBS, I am so sorry. Oh, look at that. Rugelach, cinnamon rugelach with chocolate. Chocolate is the flavor. Chocolate, cinnamon, and vanilla is like the stuff here. And look at that. Farina. Farina. I have not seen farina since my childhood. Janice, yes, food. Are you hungry yet? This is the lovely hardware store of Mr. Blue Shirt. I call him Mr. Blue Shirt because he's one of the only men in the neighborhood to wear a blue shirt, and he's always very friendly. He explains stuff to our group. Sometimes he explains it to me, and then I translate. This used to be a theater. There were 2 doors. One of them was painted over. Nechama has not had farina in a long time. Neither have I. You know, we used to have it with cocoa and sugar. Yeah, you can go out. Seth asks if he can take the dog out. If this crashes, please forgive me. This is really an effort to engage you and thank you for your time with me and learning to get the hang of this software, because I would like to do some live streams. I have a particular live stream in mind. I did a live stream last week. I was very unhappy with it, and in part I couldn't show the clips that I had gathered because I didn't know how to work it. So I'm trying to practice so I can do better. Farina is gris. Yes, we called it gris. Milled wheat porridge. Yeah. This is Lee Avenue. I really like the Easter bunny. I like how symbolisms take on different meaning to different people. To some people, this is a bunny rabbit that is cute, and to other people, it is so iconic of Easter and the traditions around that. Shoes. I am brave to tackle new technology because I'm very bad with new things. More food, challah. See, that's challah. I want to tell you something. Hasidic challah, the old school kind. Now there's all the rage around sourdough. I'm not a big fan. The old school kind of challah is wildly delicious. Pop it in the oven before you eat it. It gets really crispy and it's very fluffy. Something that shocked me when I started to eat challah elsewhere was that it was like cakey and soft, and it didn't have a rindel, which is the crust. It didn't have a crust. It was just soft on the outside. A proper challah is like a very crispy challah and very, very, very light. Like I buy a challah on Fridays for my tours, and people are like, I'll just have a tiny bit, and then they realize that no, you can't have a tiny bit. You have to have a ton. Ooh, on Lee Avenue, right around over here today, I saw that there was a brand new shop that I don't think it's open yet. I was across the street, so I didn't see, called Lee Works, which seems to be a play on WeWorks. Get it? And it is, I'm guessing, a place you can go to use the internet. Probably looks very different than WeWork. But I'm guessing it's a place you can use filtered internet that's smack in the middle of Lee Avenue, which so reflects the constant exchange of cultures, like two cultures brushing up against each other. And there is, of course, as much as you might want to leave out some stuff, there's going to be a constant borrowing and interaction. These are kosher technologies we're seeing in the window, 10 to 20% off. Kosher camera. Egg or water challah, love raisin. I don't know what people mean by egg challah and water challah, to be honest. I mean, I always put egg in my challah, but I don't fully understand what that means. Silver's everywhere. I had someone on my tour today who came from the north side, and we discussed the kind of shops that are in a typical Brooklyn neighborhood. A lot of pot nowadays. Like you can't go 3 blocks without seeing a pot shop, which of course there is no pot shops no marijuana sold in the south side, in the Hasidic neighborhood. On the north side, there's also a lot of like Lululemon, all of these brands. There's a Google store. There is a lot of course, tequila and bar culture, nightlife culture. There's none of that here. It's interesting to compare and contrast. What I'm going to do for a video, hopefully, is walk both avenues and highlight the differences in kinds of shops, which interests me a lot. There used to be a bakery on Division that sold good bread rolls. I don't know. This is a GPS that is kosher. One of my school teachers, Nechama says, one of my school teachers used to make soft challah with cinnamon in it. It didn't have a crust either, more like a cake. Really fun to have once in a while, but I do like classic challah usually. Me too. And you know, nowadays they have pretzel challah and they have sourdough, and you have to have sourdough. Apparently there's sourdough craze, I think, is a new shop on the north side, if I remember the name of the shop correctly. Maybe Crave Sourdough is the name. Either way, it's like once a fashion takes on, of course, it becomes like, it goes viral. And everyone is doing sourdough now, and I prefer the old school things. I sound a lot like my tourists who come and say, "Do you have poppy?" And I'm like, "Poppy? Who wants poppy? Get with the times. It's chocolate now." But I guess there's a nostalgia for people who for whom it's not an everyday occurrence. Here we're walking. See, we're walking deeper into Williamsburg, further away from the train, from where I came off, further away from the water, further away from Manhattan. We're walking the opposite direction away from the water. So this goes deeper into Williamsburg, sort of to Clinton Hill, Bed-Stuy neighborhoods, and this is the toy store. Look at this woman maneuvering her double stroller. I think that's terrific. This is the toy store that is insanely busy so often that I walk by here. I sometimes come here and I get nostalgic toys on the second floor, like a highlight, which is a paddle ball. It's like a paddle with a ball, a bouncy ball, a rubber ball attached to it. It's hard to find. A couple of things that are sort of olden days children's toys, and these are Hasidic children's toys. Explain to them how you can leave a carriage and no one will steal it. Yeah. It is very fascinating. One of the things that I find, I ask people what the highlight of visiting this neighborhood is, and one of the things people talk about is the safety, how fascinating it is. People leave, like if you walk some of the blocks, there are a ton of expensive strollers and children's things. They're outside, the children are playing outside in front of the homes like in days gone by, and it's very fascinating. And someone actually told me that there was a show that I want to check out that is called Old Enough. Apparently about Asian cultures, as far as I understood it, where they follow children who are old enough to go out on their own, and they like walk enormous distances, take trains, take all sorts of transportation. They cross over highways. This is a costume, and all of it, I think it reflects Asian cultures. Emphasis on or safety and how independent. That's what I hear about Japan and Korea. I've heard about that a lot, and one day I will travel there. Karen says, how wonderful that you are doing this. I have never been anywhere near New York. I live in California, and yet I feel like I'm right there. Thank you. I love your videos. Thank you so much, Karen. It is purely a labor of love, to be honest. It's something I feel very passionate about. I feel otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Spanish's question: Jewish girls carry book bags to school, but boys don't. That is such an interesting observation. For some reason, the idea of what bags you carry your stuff in has sort of developed connotations or norms, and in this very gendered world, book bags have become gendered, and it's become meidlish, like girly. It's considered a girl's thing. So you wouldn't catch men wearing backpacks or carrying briefcases. They carry their prayer accessories in like a pillow. It looks like a pillow. It's called a talis bottle or tefillin bottle. So it's like, no, it has nothing to hold it with. And no one is carrying canvas bags. Like all the ways that you see people carrying their stuff on the trains, people aren't carrying their stuff that way. It's mostly shopping bags. And actually on my website, I sometimes will look at the keywords people find my website with. And one of the top ones is, why do Hasidic Jews carry shopping bags? Which, you know, until I see these, I don't even notice that that's the case. What do you know of Kurdish Jews? I know nothing of Kurdish Jews. I don't. I'm sorry. Are kosher kids games more expensive more than normal games? Today I bought a really nice game for my upcoming video. It was $26, but I saw that online it is $34. It's called Shtetl. I don't know that they're more expensive. I don't know. They're made in China, and they seem to me comparable price-wise. Sea Duck says, Karen Deck, I'm in California too. Love Frida's channel. Good R&R for the mind. Awesome. Daniel says, I just remember that you were on the grid with Zephyr Teach Out. Thank you for the interesting and entertaining perspective. That is moons ago. Zephyr Teach Out ran for maybe governor, maybe for a position in New York City at some point, leadership position. And at some point there was a Brooklyn show that asked me to show her around. It was the first time I was on camera, and I remember how ridiculous I felt. I still feel ridiculous walking. Like sometimes when you're on camera, you're told, okay, you know what, we didn't get you, walk again. And you're like, what? I've walked already. It feels very ridiculous. And I remember with Zephyr Teach Out, that's my memory, feeling so ridiculous, walking into the shop for the shot. But she was the sweetest. She was the sweetest person. It's somewhere online, by the way. It's like Yiddish, I think it's about Yiddish Brooklyn, and it's somewhere online. Shandy says, are you planning on coming to Montreal? I've been to Montreal. I'm not a big traveler, to be honest. Are you offering me? Am I getting an invite here? Is the question. So we were just in the grocery store. The thing is, we just finished walking the old neighborhood. Lee Avenue is a point, it's 3/4 of a mile, and it is entirely Hasidic. Entirely. It's like an avenue that if you see the address of Lee Avenue, you know it's a Hasidic place. But now we're walking into an area that was until not too long ago a lot of factories, that has become the area into which the Hasidic community has expanded. Some of the old factory remnants you can still see, but you can also see how these shops are opening and the community is expanding in here. And I decided to jaywalk and across over here because I got really curious about this children's clothing shop, and I walked in a puddle. Great effort I made to show you this pastel collections, which used to be on Lee Avenue and moved here to a much nicer place. Linda says, I'm in California too, but I've been to New York several times because my father's family lives there. Your videos bring back good memories of my visits there. Thank you. Wonderful. So one of the interesting things I noticed as I walked this neighborhood, and I noticed it today I was just biking in Brooklyn, is that generally street traffic is fairly not dense in most Brooklyn neighborhoods unless it's a main street. You don't contend with a lot of foot traffic except if there are a lot of shops somewhere, like main avenues, Flatbush Avenue, where I'm all the time. But in the Hasidic community, there's a lot of foot traffic, a lot, relative. Mark says, don't they have garbage cans? There are trash bags all over the place. I know. First of all, when you have very large families, there is a lot more trash, a lot more trash. Also, I think as you get into the newer neighborhoods, it gets nicer seats, tidier now than it was earlier. It is inexplicable. You know why? Because Hasidim in Williamsburg are sort of culturally considered Hungarian, and Hungarians are notoriously immaculately clean, incredibly obsessed with cleanliness. Everything needs to be cleared out of the way. I saw a comment on one of my old videos. Someone left a comment just like this week saying that in my first video with Pearl, the Hasidic woman, where she showed us her home, I am touching everything. Like my grubby, dirty fingers are on everything, the table, the chair. And I had to go back to the video to realize that she was right. I was doing that, but the commenter was like, this house is so clean. Why are you making things dirty? But that is common. Houses are very clean. By the way, here, this map is of all of Bedford Avenue, which is the longest avenue in Brooklyn. And the yellow part that I showed, you know what? For purposes of making sure I can work this, let me see. I'm gonna try. I'm just trying to find the map again. So, oh, here it is. So here, let me see. So we're trying to see if I'm getting the hang of showing you videos. So I'm guessing, please let me know if you can see my cursor. I'm guessing you cannot. So I will simply describe it. The entire blue dotted line is Bedford Avenue, this enormous avenue. It would take you 3 hours and 30 minutes to walk it. So probably you don't want to walk it. I had plans to do a video to film it all. It is too hard. The yellow highlighted part is where the Hasidic community is. So I made this sort of mark by walking one day years ago, walking around maybe 4 years ago, walking around the neighborhood and sort of marking where I saw the Hasidic community, and it's fairly obvious. The line is fairly obvious. So now let me know if you could see what I was doing, if everything worked well. Let me see. Why did you start making videos as a passion or for money? How many people have cars there? Well, first of all, I do not make money on my videos. It costs a lot of money to produce. To date, I have not been able to cover the costs. I've not had any sponsorships. I am not a business person. I feel very strongly about exploring this world. Maybe in one video, I'll try to tell you why I think it is. Probably is something that goes very deep inside my soul. Must have been shaped by my experiences. Otherwise, you don't put in this amount of work. I'm hoping to be able to do it without taking on such a financial burden in the future. But right now, it is largely a passion project. It does help with my tours, I should say. It does help with my business. It brought me a lot of exposure. How many people have cars there? I think the vast majority have one car per family because only the men drive. Minivans everywhere. Kathy says, Happy Mother's Day. Oh, thank you. Happy Mother's Day, Kathy. Laura says, hi, all. Hi, Laura. I'm sure everyone says hi to you. Why are they so clean? Because the house 24/7 hour. Why are they so clean? I don't get the question. Why are they so clean? I mean, the home is a very important space. You don't hang out most of the time outside of the home. The home is where a lot of things happen. So emphasis on how the home looks is enormous. When was this shot, and what equipment did you use to shoot these? Satsal asks. I shot this winter. As you can see, everyone in winter coats, and I used my GoPro 10. Not a sponsored announcement to film this. Oh, thank you, Seth. Karen, oh, you see my cursor? I am so happy to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. Leviu says all okay. Dana says yes, it was split screen. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. How was it split? With what else? Can you let me know? I tried to pause my video. Let me know. Let's try it again. I'm going to pause now. Is it split? Or can you simply see a paused picture of Judaica in this enormous new shop? Just you on the one side and the map on the other. Okay, I think that makes sense. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. I'm hoping this sounds good. Now it's paused. Okay, that was the goal. Excellent. Excellent. See, this is a newer, very, very stylish Judaica shop that I passed by here. Is it possible that your interview you did with Tova could be archived? That would be a great idea. I would love to document more people, you know. It's very hard. I have to convince people. I know so many people who I feel like their stories are not being preserved and they are mind-blowing. Tova was very game because she's not Hasidic, as she says. So I'm talking about Tova, who I interviewed, this lovely woman from Williamsburg, 88-year-old woman who I interviewed for my YouTube channel, who was a very young child during the Holocaust and has lived in Williamsburg since, I believe, 1962 in the projects. I can see a lot of shops. Do most people have family shops, or the ones that do are more visible? Most shops are, all the shops are locally owned mom and pop shops. And many people have shops, but I think shopkeeping is just one of many ways people earn a living. There are many, many other Like owning businesses, yes, is very common, but shops per se is just one kind of business establishment in this community. Oh, this is a printing company, I think. You are in the upper right hand corner. Yes, that's the hope. I was watching your interview with Sarah Braun this morning. So fascinating. Thanks. Yeah, it is. It is fascinating. She's been interviewed just now by a few other channels, and I've been meaning to see what was said there. Why are they so clean? Because they have 24-hour cleaning ladies. I don't know anyone who has 24-hour cleaning ladies. I'm trying to find someone to come clean my place, and everyone is fighting over cleaning help. Because they have money. Some people have money, some people do not. I think that up over here, let me see, is a new kind of Shabbos bell. Oh, it froze? Oh no. Seth, I think it froze.
People are telling you it froze? What is it?
The show, the video. The video itself froze. I'm so sorry, everyone. I guess this is practice. As I said at the head of this, welcome to anyone who just joined. This is a practice run. I'm showing you a presentation with my GoPro, but really the purpose of this spontaneous video is because I'm trying to get a hang of doing more sophisticated technology with the live streams, because I have done a live stream. I was very unsatisfied with the limited capacity if I can show you footage and if I can't properly present to you. So this is really a practice. Right now, the practice is going a little sideways because my video froze. So please forgive me. My son's going to try to fix it.
Oh, wait, this just seems like a problem with the video player. Why?
Okay.
I don't know. It's going past where it was before.
Yeah. Okay. It's beyond.
Give me a second.
Oh, everyone is still seeing the video moving?
Well, yeah. This is what they're seeing.
Ah, okay. That's good. That's good. Oh, that was what I wanted to show. On top of the building, I think that's a newer style of Shabbos bell. Seth, don't move stuff around. You know that I'm incapable of dealing with the influx of stuff. So, as a Christian, I love learning about the Jewish world and faith. I truly enjoy your videos. I love also to watch a channel called Virtual Jerusalem. He walks everywhere. I have never heard of it, and I'm going to check it out. Karen Deck had a good question. Why is black the predominant color of clothing? I think black is a very safe color. It's a color that it's slimming. It's not too outrageous. You're not taking a lot of fashion risks when you wear black. See, this guy's wearing black, and he's not Hasidic. New York City, black is a big color. I wear black all the time, so I sympathize. I'm not. For me, it's about not taking risks with clothing. I feel like I don't want to wear anything that will be too much, and black is just not too much. Now it's moving. Do people see you shooting? They usually hide from cameras. Yeah, I was just walking with a camera. I never film this neighborhood because I don't feel comfortable. I will always have a camera person so that we are sort of together, and I'm standing and talking to the camera while the camera person is filming, which makes people a lot more comfortable. However, this was the only time, I think almost the only time that I filmed something, and it felt very comfortable because I just walked. And anyone who didn't like it walked out of the shot. I didn't try to intentionally keep anyone in the shot. See, I sort of moved away from, oh, look at that, from having people in the shot. Let me see. Let's go back a little. Here's sushi. We can tell we're in the nicer part, the newer part. This is a kosher sushi place. This is the newer trends. Modernizing. the ice cream house. I believe this is the ice cream house. There's an ice cream house in Borough Park as well. So we're getting to the end of the area that this community has expanded into, and the little girls are playing jump rope. Black is traditional color that does not draw attention by design. Exactly. This is cool, says Robert. I left Brooklyn in 1972. Born in East New York at the Jewish hospital, and family moved to Mill Basin. Your tour is fun. Wonderful. You know, this is a very typical story I hear from a lot of Jews. I don't know if you're Jewish, Robert, but a lot of Jews lived in East New York, and families moved to South Brooklyn and ultimately left. What's interesting is mostly it's very hard for multiple generations to hold on to a neighborhood, and the Hasidic community has. That's what's part of the unusual story of gentrification and settlements of different populations, and how you can prevent a neighborhood from pushing out, a community from being pushed out of a neighborhood. Why didn't you make a video of Lag Bomer? Is a good question. First of all, because I'm hoping for this to be a longer term project. I'm not rushing for everything to happen in a day. I might do it next year. My only concern was, I'm very busy this time of year, so I didn't want to take on more than I can handle. So I didn't do a video of all the bonfires for the Lag Bomer festival. I thought I can do it another year. Oh, by the way, let me interrupt. And here you can see these brownstones are no longer retrofitted. And you can also tell the foot traffic is getting lighter. Anyway, so I did really fight. I was very hesitant about not filming Lag Bomer because this year the weather was perfect, and I've had so many bad weather shoots, and I thought that was something I should take advantage of, but I simply didn't have the time. But Lag Bomer is very interesting, and I hear that in Kiryas Joel is really the place to be. I really enjoyed your walk and talk with Philip Lopate. I went out and bought 4 of his books. Wow, Karen, wow. That is one of my earlier videos. It doesn't have so many views. It was a big effort. He did me a big favor by doing that. And it was very fun, and I'm happy that someone watched it. Virtual Jerusalem, I will tell you, Frida, that he goes both to Jewish and Christian areas. Okay, Andrea, I am going to look it up. MD, how easy would it be to walk into this community as a Kurdish Jew? It would be very easy. You can go shop. You can go anywhere. It's not a problem. Robert says, I'm a conservative Jew. You? I am a Jew. It's frozen. Is it frozen? Stop the stream. And I'm going to do as follows. I am going to do this. Please let me know if you can hear me. The title says test. Please let me write it in the chat. Seth, I'm buffering. Do you know why? Is there no Wi-Fi? Do you have Wi-Fi?
Yeah. What's buffering?
The Wi-Fi is not working.
Wait. Oh, you just got some messages in.
Freezing off and on.
Yeah, turn back on the presentation.
I want to first be connected here.
I'm just saying, I don't know where to test it.
Check if you have Wi-Fi on the iPad.
I have Wi-Fi.
You sure? Because I'm connected to Altis.
Took a second, but I have.
Still a bit buffery, but can hear you. You're back. Okay. I guess I'm back. Frozen on and off. Sometimes film, but no voice. Then back on. That is so strange. I'm sorry. We're going to have to try to work on it before I schedule something so this doesn't happen. Black screen. Yes, the black screen is intentional. I turned off the presentation because we were already at the end of our walk, and I figured it'll help me come back on maybe. And I want to show you just very briefly a lovely song called Williamsburg by a iconic musician singer named Yomtov Erlich. I'm going to show you a different video. This is to test how well I can show you videos on YouTube directly. So please let me know if you can hear this lovely song and see it. And while we're at it, this is Forte Oyster Zeugen. That's not the song I wanted to play. Let's see if this is. No. This is a song about Williamsburg. Oh, you can hear it? Nice. We're gonna wait for the Williamsburg. On top, on the upper floor, small children are studying. Wiener young men are going to study on time. Wait. Oh, all right. Okay, please bear with me just a moment. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if you could hear that. Still glitchy. Your internet is not good. Have his original records. Knew him. Really? You knew Yomtov Erlich? I wonder what he looked like. I did not ever see a picture of him, but I can't imagine him in performance. Nice song, but weird voice. Yeah, he was, I think, a Russian Jew who sang these. I think he was the first to really introduce music, and his music was in Yiddish, and it really created a narrative about post-Holocaust sort of triumph of religiosity, and it's really interesting. And he was a very astute observer of his society, and he had a tremendous sense of humor. Can you hear me? Besides for the video, were you able to hear me? Angie, Zelda, the Bonnie, you, Livius, we have Jack, Dana. Thank you all so much for joining this live stream, which was, as I said, a test that was not passed with flying colors. I will have to figure out ways to make sure that some of the issues are resolved. I have some live streams I'd really like to do. I really enjoy the interaction. I spend a lot of time putting together the videos, and I really feel like I want to get to know all of the viewers more and to get to hear your thoughts. When I started to do videos, to be honest, when I put my first video out, I didn't want to hear feedback. I thought people would tear me to pieces. One of the best surprises has been how much I've been learning from my viewers. People share with me so much. They correct me, but in a way that isn't like mean. But also they share with me their cultures, their knowledge, wherever they come from, their history. And I love it. I love it. And I want to do more of it, but we'll have to figure out the tech part of it better. In the meantime, I hope that you enjoyed that little walkthrough. I want to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day again, and a great Sunday and a great rest of your week. So leave a comment on this video, share your thoughts, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.